Welcome back to the JDW SportsTalkShow, where every fan is welcome. And today's episode, I'm going to be talking about whether or not I think the Jets are ready to compete in 2021. First I'm going to say, I don't think the Jets are ready yet. I definitely think this is a very talented roster. From offense and defense, they have some very young, great talent on it. But, the talent is very young, the team is very young, and they still definitely have some work to do. They still definitely have some holes to fill. I just don't think this year is the year for them. If you go through the AFC East is pretty stacked. The odds are really against them here. So if they really do anything, I'll eat my words and I'll really praise them, and that'll be awesome if they really do, because I like to see young teams do well. It's just a fun thing to watch in the NFL. It's fun to watch a young team go to work in the NFL. The New York Jets definitely made some really good offseason moves. First we'll go to the draft. The draft, of course, they draft their guy in Zach Wilson, which was, kind of obvious for quite some time. There were some people that was thinking maybe Justin Fields is the guy for the Jets, but, I think Zach Wilson is the right pick for the Jets at this spot. And then with their second pick, they moved up and they moved up with the Vikings, and they drafted a guy in Alija Vera-Tucker. And this guy in Alija Vera-Tucker is going to be a mauler at guard. Some places have him listed as a tackle. Some people thought he was going to be a tackle, but if you ask me, I think he is an all-pro guard, and I think he should play guard. He will be really good at guard. Don't sleep on him on guard. I think he will be much better at guard. I don't think he would be as good as a tackle as he would be a guard. The Jets are already building it right and protecting their guy in Zach Wilson. They're already protecting their future. They're already protecting, their guy. And the offense line does have some other players on it, and like Jedrick Wills. They definitely have some people there. And then they drafted a guy, Michael Carter, and running back to help out Zach Wilson, who I actually thought was a steal. Michael Carter is a really awesome running back out of UNC. I think he could come out and really show out. He's very underrated. And then you have Levine Perrine. I don't know how I feel about him. I think they took him in the third round a few years ago. I think he could be okay, but I'm not too crazy. Can't be scared to get better. And the New York Jets definitely have done that this offseason. They did sign a few big free agents as well. Starting on offense, they went with Corey Davis. They signed Corey Davis, and I think Corey Davis is going to be a nice jump ball receiver for the likes of Zach Wilson, their new quarterback. I think Denzel Mims is kind of the same guy as well. Both solid receivers to start with them. I'm really excited to see what the New York Jets have on this offense. And then you go to defense, not really too much to talk about. It's not the greatest. They're going to get C.J. Mosley back. They have a guy in Quinnen Williams, who was actually a top 10 defensive tackle last year. Maybe not top 10, but just close. He's really starting to come out. He's really starting to be solid. He had a lot of QB pressures towards the end of the season last season. You have Carl Lawson, who's going to come in and be a beast. You have, you have some decent players all over that defense. You have Marcus May, who was a guy that I actually really like. I think Marcus May is one of the most underrated safeties in the league. And I believe they have Quandre Diggs. I think. Give me 1 second. No, it's not Quandre Diggs, but they do have Bryce Hall, who I think is actually... No, wait, never mind. Bryce Hall, no, LaMarcus Joyner is who I'm thinking of. I'm excited to see LaMarcus Joyner come in here, make a difference, and then they have the guy Ashton Davis, who could be a good depth piece. He's still a young player. They have Jared Davis at linebacker as well. Blake Cashman, who I think is okay. Vinny Curry is a decent guy that's going to come in, nothing crazy. And they also have Sheldon Rankins, who could be a solid guy. They definitely have some really solid players put in place. They just need, this team is too young right now. I think they still definitely have some holes, but, I think this team is starting to look a little better from what it did last year, that is for sure. Especially with the upgrade at quarterback, and I also forgot to mention that they do have Tevin Coleman, who is really solid running back, and they do have Ty Johnson. Those are just a few really capable running backs. I'm really excited to see what this Jets offense may have, and this Jets team may have. I think this Jets team is You know, definitely much better from last year. But will they compete? You know, I really honestly don't think they're ready to compete just because of how competitive that division is right now. You know, you have the Dolphins, who are up and coming, a young and up and coming team as well, but they're a little further ahead of the Jets right now, if you ask me. I think the Patriots. I think the Patriots have a little more talent. They did sign some big free agents. You know, they did draft pretty decent. They got Steele and Christian Barmore, and they got their guy Mac Jones. You know, and then if you look at, you know, the Buffalo Bills, of course, you know, with Josh Allen and co. You know, I think this division is a little too crowded for the Jets to be competing in right now. That's no disrespect. I still think they're a very young and bright team that has a lot of talent. You know, they're just too young, and they still got some time until you know, they really blossom into their own. But you know, I'm excited to see this young team grow and really become a really solid team. You know, I'm excited. So, you know, I thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and a subscribe. And, you know, I really thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'll catch you next time.